If you're nearing retirement and you've saved $2 to $5 million, you might be thinking that the hard part's over. But the truth that no one is telling wealthy retirees like you is that your portfolio balance is not what determines your retirement security. Your income plan that directs that portfolio balance is what gives you that security. And I've seen retirees with 3+ million struggle, while I've seen other retirees with far less actually live with complete peace. Now, why? Because one group has a real income strategy and the other simply has a big number on a screen that has no direction. So today in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through how a $3 million portfolio can be turned into stable, predictable income that you can actually live on, and income that will bring you confidence and peace in retirement. And if you stay to the end, I'll show you the biggest mistake that I see wealthy Christians make with their retirement money and how to avoid it. If we haven't gotten to meet yet, my name's Dylan Martin, certified financial planner with Stewardship Investments, and my team helps retirees steward their wealth in a way that honors God and provides for their family and frees them up to live generously and live purposefully. So let's jump in here. In retirement planning, there is this illusion around your portfolio balance that a large nest egg is financial security. But here's what most people miss. A portfolio doesn't pay your bills. Income does. So the market's going to go up, the market's going to come down, inflation's going to eat away at your purchasing power. If you have a bad first handful of years at the beginning of your retirement, that can cut your portfolio in half. And this is why so many wealthy retirees feel so anxious even though they have 3 million or more in their retirement accounts. Because deep down they know a number isn't a plan. Even if you wouldn't necessarily frame it like that, that's the problem, the issue is that there is still ambiguity there. And what you really need is a reliable income engine, one that converts $3 million into monthly cash flow designed to last 30+ years. And in order to convert that portfolio into a reliable income producing machine, you have to know what your faithful spending number is. And what I mean by that is, how much does it actually cost you to live the life that you want to live, and to live the life, more importantly, that God is calling you to live. So I'm not talking about your neighbor's life or what the internet's version on Facebook or Reddit is selling you on their version of retirement. I'm talking about your retirement. What is your number? So this will include your housing, healthcare, your traveling, your hobbies, Sabbath rhythms, serving, your ministry involvement and generosity, how you want to support your kids, grandkids, and family. Most retirees are guessing at this number. And like I said earlier, guessing brings in that ambiguity. It brings in all of that uncertainty. And guessing is how a $3 million portfolio still leads to you having fear. And when you know that specific number, that number becomes the target that your portfolio must produce safely, and it gives your portfolio purpose. And with your portfolio having purpose, now we're building a plan on rock and not on sand. We're giving that plan a firm foundation. If you've been with us, I've talked about this in previous videos, but next you need to identify what your guaranteed sources of income are, what your pensions are if you have them, what those amounts are, your Social Security, do the planning around that on when to draw. I've done videos on that in the past as well. And other sources of income like rental income, or if you have any annuities, things like that. You need to know where those guaranteed sources are coming from. And this is really important to know, because what you're pulling from these guaranteed sources, that's less you need to be pulling from your portfolio. And for many Christian retirees that do have that portfolio around $3 million, their guaranteed income can cover about 40 to 60% of their needs already. And that's powerful because, like I said, that creates less of a load that needs to come from your investment portfolio. And what's really great about that, those guaranteed sources are predictable. So they give you peace, and that frees up that portfolio so that you can be more generous and do more of the things that you're really wanting to do in retirement. Next step here with your portfolio is to create a 3-bucket system for your investments. This bucket approach gives you time frames for certain pieces of your portfolio and tells those certain pieces how to be invested for when you are going to need them. So your first bucket's typically 0 to 2 years, and that is money you will want to be in cash and cash equivalents. That's money that you have ready to go when big expenses come up that you need that money right away, or when the market drops, you have safe places for that money to be coming from. That second bucket is for your 2 to 10 year period. Those are your more stable investments. Still will be some volatility there, but much less so than being invested in companies in the stock market. So these are things like bonds, short-term fixed income pieces, sometimes some high quality annuity solution and buffered products. Those can all be good options for the stable income bucket here. In your third bucket, this is the bucket that's positioned for long-term growth. So this is what is going to be giving you income 10, 20, 30 years from now. And those are the positions that you would want to be in a high quality, diversified stock portfolio so that that can be growing for you in the long term. And this is your bucket that is going to be protecting you from inflation and ensuring that your income can increase over time so that you can preserve your purchasing power. Why I love the bucket system, why I think it's such a great approach to structuring your income is because it protects the short term. You are stabilized in that midterm range, and then you have the ability to grow and keep pace with inflation in the long term. Next step here, and this is where most wealthy retirees unintentionally hurt themselves in a sense. They think the goal is to pay the least amount in taxes just this year, only thinking about the short term on how can I be the most tax efficient now, as opposed to thinking about the tax planning game as a long-term process. How can you pay the least amount of taxes over your lifetime? And with a $3 million portfolio, especially if a lot of this money is in a pre-tax 401k or IRA, it also means higher IRMAA surcharges, higher Medicare premiums, higher Social Security taxation, higher taxes for your surviving spouse. If something were to happen to you, you pass away, then your surviving spouse is going to go down to filing single, which is going to really blow up their taxes. And then this means higher taxes for your children as well when they go to inherit that money. It's a ticking tax bomb in a sense. So the strategy shifts from, instead of how can you save taxes now, to how can you smooth taxes over your lifetime and pay the least amount over your entire retirement time. And this is where strategies, a lot of these you've heard of already, really come into play, doing those strategic Roth conversions and sequencing those withdrawals that you have, determining which accounts you have that those are going to be coming from, and also efficiently handling your charitable giving tools. You don't want to be giving, of course, just to save on taxes, but if you are generous, you want to make sure that you're structuring that giving well so that you don't have to give the IRS any tips. And when you do a good job of doing that efficiently, you actually discover that you're able to be giving more generously because you're being a little bit more efficient with those dollars. More of those dollars are going to the churches and charities that you really care about, furthering God's kingdom, fulfilling his purpose here on earth. Next, one thing that I do see over and over is that with the retirees that I'm working with, wealth without purpose leads to a lot of anxiety, while having wealth with purpose leads to joy. For you as the Christian retiree, this income plan, this having a full financial plan to give your investments purpose, isn't only financial, it's spiritual as well. It's helping you to live with peace so that you can serve God more faithfully, not giving into fear, not giving into anxiety, living in a way that is full of wisdom. Some questions to consider here with trying to navigate having a kingdom purpose plan is: how will your income support your Sabbath rhythms of rest and delight? How will you use your resources to bless your children, your family, your community? What ministries or missionaries has God placed on your heart to be supporting? And how will you leave a legacy of not just finances, but also faith to those around you? When your income plan and your financial plan support your calling, everything becomes clear. Lastly, here is that big mistake that I see Christian retirees making time and time again. That big mistake is that wealthy retirees are trying to manage a $3 million portfolio with an accumulation mindset. And what I mean by that is that you're still thinking like a saver. And that makes a lot of sense because you've done a great job saving your entire life. You've built built that habit. You've almost built that into your identity. But now the tables have turned and you're in this new season of life where you are needing to decumulate this nest egg that you've accumulated, and you need to build that income system that allows you to faithfully spend that money to support your lifestyle, but then also to support your community and ministries around you. Being a really great saver is what got you to having a $3 million portfolio, but the income planning is what will allow you to enjoy it without fear, to enjoy it by being generous, to enjoy it with peace, and enjoy it with wisdom. If you are one of these retirees that has a $3 million portfolio and you feel like you are still waking up every day with fear, not knowing which direction to go, feeling just that uncertainty that I've mentioned here, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you, help turn your nest egg into a reliable, biblically grounded income plan. If you want to click the link below in the bio, you can check out our website, schedule a time with myself, have a free retirement planning call where we can walk more through your situation. We can take a look at your portfolio, your income needs, your giving goals, and help build a plan that helps you to honor God and give you confidence for the decades ahead going into retirement. And in closing here, just remember that money is a tool. It's not the end goal. And if you've found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe so that others can find it as well, so that you can stay tuned for more videos like this down the road. Hope you have a great rest of your day here, and take care.